I'd love to introduce a senior contributor from Forbes, Kareen. Wonderful. And then we have Blue Mercury. I'll just take you off of mute.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Welcome, guys.
Hi, thank you so much, Megan. So excited to be here. So as Megan mentioned, I'm Kareen. I'm a senior contributor for Forbes, and I love discussing winning retail strategies in both brick and mortar and e-com. So I'm so excited to introduce this amazing panel. So I'll kick it off to each of you to introduce yourselves and the brands that you're with, and then we'll dive into the discussion. Oh, Carol, Tracy, if you can go first.
Sure, of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Tracy Klein. I lead the merchandising, marketing, and digital team here at Blue Mercury. Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Yes, so excited. Carolyn.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Gus. I'm the Group VP of Marketing for Sally Beauty Holdings, and I lead the marketing team for both the consumer division and our pro division.
Amazing, welcome. And Dana.
Good morning. I'm Dana Hill Robinson, the founder and CEO of Cocotique. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. So I'm so excited to dive in. So Carolyn, I'll start with you. Can you tell us about the marketing approach that Sally Beauty has integrated over the last year? I know you guys, you shifted your overall strategy and really modernized your marketing focus. So we'd love to hear that.
Awesome, thanks for asking. Yeah, we definitely changed our marketing approach significantly this year. I'm really proud of the team for pushing the envelope and thinking differently. So we did a couple of things that were a real shift from previous marketing strategies. So one was we became a lot more emotive versus functional in our messaging. So for example, we launched this campaign this past summer called You by Sally that was all about embracing self-expression and making people feel that if they had bright, vivid hair, they weren't unprofessional. And so that was kind of the campaign mantra. It was much more of an emotional campaign than we've run before. The second is we shifted our media approach. So, you know, over the course of the past year, we became a lot more focused on our corporate strategy around winning in hair color, care, and nails. And because of that, you know, before we were doing broad media and broad marketing. We were on linear TV, we were using radio, we sometimes used out of home. And when you're looking for and talking to hair color consumers, you've got to be a lot more targeted. And so we really shifted our strategy to almost 100% digital and started focusing on channels where she's finding beauty or whether the consumer's finding beauty inspiration, like TikTok, YouTube, Spotify. And that's been really effective in talking to and targeting the right consumers. The other things we did were we really focused on education in our content. So we launched a platform called DIY University that was all about educating consumers around how to be able to have the confidence to do and get a lot of the looks and achieve what they wanted to achieve at home. And then lastly is we partnered with really authentic influencers. So in our last campaign, for example, we worked with 8 different influencers. One was a musician who actually wrote this song called Having Colored Hair Doesn't Make You Unprofessional. Another one was a pediatric nurse who dyed her hair so that her patients felt more disarmed and more relaxed with her in the ER. Another one was a 92-year-old grandmother who would color her hair in bright colors and say that, it really gave her power. And having them tell our story was a lot more authentic than just telling it ourselves. And so we found a lot of engagement and power through working with these really important influencers.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, I see some questions coming through, and I forgot to mention earlier, if we do have some time at the end, I definitely want to dive into some audience questions. Carolyn, I just want to piggyback just on one thing, how you mentioned about the campaign with the influencers, and I know it was super authentic. What was there like one key result or takeaway that you guys took with you from that?
Yeah, I think it was really, as I mentioned, it was really finding people who are authentic. And when we looked at, and that resonated with our brand. So a lot of people would comment. So for example, we launched this TikTok campaign that got close to 80 million views in the first 24 hours. And a lot of the commentary was, hey, this makes sense. This is a great fit. People were even commenting to some of our influencers around, this partnership with Sally makes sense to you, like makes sense for you, and kudos on that. And it really was, you've got to find people who are going to resonate with your brand and your consumer versus just trying to find, people with the largest audience or greatest reach.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And it sounds like you guys did a good job with, because authentic is so thrown around as a buzzword.
I know.
But
yeah.
I love how Sally Beauty went about that. So Dana, I wanted to throw it to you to discuss how you cater toward a diverse customer base, and how do you help brands reach their different target markets, and at the same time get discovered as a trusted source?
Sure. Well, Cocotique is, by its nature, we are a subscription box targeted towards women of color. So that is our target market. I founded Cocotique to simplify the search and discovery process for women of color because of the difficulties we've had historically just finding the products or being represented on the shelves. And women of color over-index in purchasing skincare, hair care, makeup. It's a 7.5, they spent $7.5 billion more. So it's a huge market that has been underrepresented. And so we work with brands who normally, you go into a store, you don't know what to buy. You see so many products on the shelves, it's very confusing. So with Cocotique, we introduce products to our subscription base that they normally wouldn't pick up in the store just by going in addition to, products that they love and adore. So that's sort of our differentiation. So a lot of brands who may be entering the market with a new offering, or even we work with a lot of companies that are coming from outside of the country as well. And so for us, they see us as a trusted source because they know, as a woman of color, I've curated the product. So, it's for them, and they know that because I'm a woman of color. So I'm not going to present something in the box that is not going to work for them. And so, with Cocotique, it really helps save our customers money. It saves them time. And that was my mission from starting the company. Initially, I've wasted a lot of money throughout the years just trying products that didn't work for me. And so for us, we're that go-to source for our subscribers. And we're also the go-to source for the brands that want to reach that targeted demographic.
I love that. And, something, of course, it's such a delicate dance today in beauty and skincare, with such a wide array of different brands and such a wide range of brand names and founders, which is so exciting because it feels like there truly is room for everybody to launch a brand and enter the market. So Tracy, that's why, Tracy at Bluemercury, love to discuss how you manage that delicate dance of having a curated offering and vetting the products that are at Bluemercury, but also not overwhelming the consumer with too many options.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we think of beauty here at Bluemercury. It's really a lifestyle, and that's really how it's evolved. I mean, I remember even when, just 8 years ago, there were, your primary 4 makeup brands and 4 skincare brands, and now, like you said, the market is crowded and people are confused, and it's evolved so much. And really how we partner with brands is we need to make sure that it's additive to our portfolio. So we don't, our perspective is not, let's add as many brands as we can and we want to be first and we want the exclusive. It's really about, what do we not have in our portfolio that the client is looking for? And I love how much beauty has evolved into more conversations around intimate things, around, people used to describe their skincare as, you described your skin as you were dry or you were oily or you were a combination. And now it's, I have eczema, I have acne, I have, you look at the hair category, I have hair loss, I'm a mom, I'm losing my hair, I have mastitis, I have, and, really here it's about bringing those conversations to the forefront. Let's talk about what's going to make you confident through beauty. And that's really how we look at our offerings in our portfolio. It's also about editing. I mean, like you said, there's only so much room. Of course, you can put everything on your website, but there's only so much room in our brick and mortar stores. So it's about ensuring we are offering the best of the best. And as I mentioned, just as we collaborate with brands, that it's additive. But, as you heard from Kate Somerville, which was amazing. I'm so happy that I got to listen to that. And then you hear Dana, it's also, clients are just so drawn to the brand story. And it's about, what does the brand stand for? What's the point of view? What is the focus? And it's so important for brands to not lose that focus, because you want to stay true to who you are. Kate's such a good example of that. I mean, just what a real conversation and a real, person she is. But stay true to who you are, because that means so much to the client. They're so entranced with the founder's story and, how the brand gives back and how they're evolving. And then you have to make, you also need to realize this is, beauty. It is products. They need to work. They aren't going to necessarily work for everyone, but they need to work for, the problem solution that you are targeting. So there's a lot of different pieces that go into it. And so we're very careful not to be reactive. You need to be proactive and anticipate the trends, but you also need to be, I think, very careful about the partnerships, because we want to grow our partners and we want to see them successful, and grow into other retailers. But it's about that collaboration.
Yes, 100%. It's such a dance between predicting new trends and also making sure products are high performance and functional, for sure. I mean, I see so many questions coming in from the audience. So I wanted to throw it to the three of you. I wanted to, feel free to dive in, whoever wanted to reply. There's a great question from Julia at FabFitFun. She, as we were saying, beauty is becoming so much more saturated with new brands launching weekly. Customers are constantly searching for newness. What are some creative ways that brands can gain customer loyalty and retention? Maybe Dana, I know you focus at Cocotique on customer loyalty and retention. Maybe that's something you can share some insight on.
Sure. Well, I think one of the things that we do, if you're talking, and also when we collaborate with our brand partners, um, I think bringing that sense of authenticity to your interactions with them. So that could be doing an IG Live, for example. We've done IG Lives with our brand partners, with their marketing team, where we've asked our audience if they have particular questions about that product, about that brand, prior to the IG Live. So we sort of start gathering that information and gathering that interest in the brand. So then when we have the IG Live, we already have the questions prepared, and we have an active audience. And that's just a great way to create that connection and to that authenticity with the brand. And I think that's just one of the core things that we talk about, just in terms of all around with a brand. You have to create that one-to-one emotional connection.
Yes, 100%. And Tracy, you had hinted about knowing how to predict trends, which and have your finger on the pulse of upcoming trends. So I'd love to hear from feel free, the three of you, to jump in. But what are some trends that you are predicting in beauty and skincare, both from the product level and also from retailer level?
I think it's going to continue evolving into that problem solution. At Bluemerker, we've actually always really focused in on that being, something that sets us apart is our beauty experts and the education that they have, so that they are armed with that piece when a client comes in with a specific issue. And so I think we'll continue to see the conversations becoming more raw and more real. And I think that it's just a confidence builder too. I mean, confidence, of course, comes with age, as we know, but it also comes with feeling that you're not alone in a particular area and issue. And so I think we're going to see that those conversations just continue to evolve and be more problem solution oriented. And I think, the client, it's about that experience being the same on your digital platform and in your brick and mortar. And of course, that's tough. You don't have that live person necessarily. You have, different versions of that on site. So I think it will be interesting how particular tools around specifically makeup and I think fragrance will evolve online, because those are two categories that are a little bit tougher to understand what's best for you. So I think I'm excited to see how that will continue to evolve, and it's definitely something we're focused on here.
Okay. But thank you. That's Carolyn, did you want to add to that at all with Sally?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Tracy on the getting more specific around problem solution. Especially we see this in hair care in particular as well. This notion of products that work for all hair types or work for all skin types really is not resonating. And we found, even with our Cultivate program, where it's basically an incubator where we find and partner with emerging brands that are going after niche or gap in the market. A lot of the brands that we're seeing are a lot more focused and specific, and that's meaningful to customers, because it's like the one size fits all approach is just they've seen through it. They know that doesn't really work for their specific needs. The second thing I would say, just kind of in general, and I know this may seem obvious, but you really got to collect data on your customer and understand post-purchase, like what's working and not working for them, and developing a really good recommendation engine to understand, okay, did this work? If not, you should try X, Y, Z. or if you're not tapping in and understanding your customer kind of post-purchase, they're the lowest hanging fruit. They're the ones that it's so much harder and so much more expensive to acquire new customers. If you've already got someone who's in the door and who is a fan of your brand and your company, that goes a long way, but you've really got to cultivate that relationship. And so a lot of that is, capturing data and understanding what's working for them. That's something that's been really important to us with our rewards program for Sally, and something where it's been a huge benefit for us to understand our customer better.
I love that. Thank you so much. Dana,
I was going to echo on what Carolyn was saying. We actually survey our subscribers after each box goes out, and we provide those insights back to our brand partners. So and also they're incentivized to take the survey. So we find out, do they like the product? Why do they like the product? We find out, where do they shop? How much do they spend? We ask, would you purchase the product after you've tried it? And then we also ask, one of the biggest questions we ask, what do you want to see in the box? What brands are you loving? So we really personalize and also, make sure that we are taking their information and putting it to use. And so they see that, and that also helps to build our brand loyalty, and that they know that we are listening to them, and we are, you said what you want, we're gonna provide that for you. And our brand partners, for them, it's a great way for them to find out about what this particular target market, women of color, are looking for. And so that's one of the reasons for them why, one of their ROI, they're able to get that information and apply it to their marketing, to developing products. And for us, it's just really interesting as well, to find out, to make sure that we're doing what we set out to do, that we're introducing products that they love, and that they're going out to buy it once they try it.
I love that. Actually, you have quite a few fans shouting out to you in the audience, people who met you at at previous events. So,
nice to see you guys.
It's a special.
Thanks for joining us today.
So you have a lot of fans, and you're the founder on this panel. So I'd love to hear, and there's obviously a lot of founders in the audience today. What do you have, like a quick kind of word of wisdom or quick nugget of inspiration for founders listening today?
Sure. Well, one thing is, I founded Cocotique because one of the biggest reasons is I wanted to be in control of my destiny. So I didn't want to work for anyone else, and I have in the past and have great experience working in the corporate level. But I wanted to also, for women of color, it's difficult for us to find the products that work for us, that are specific to us. And I, since I was in my early 20s, I was that go-to person, and my friends and my family recommending products. So it was sort of like a natural transition when the subscription box craze took off. I subscribed to many boxes, but I just wasn't getting the products that I felt were catered specifically for women of color. And so that was really the impetus to starting the company. I can tell you, as a founder, it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of resilience. You're going to have your highs, you're going to have the lows, and you have to have a strong support around you to help get you through those lows. Being a founder it's very lonely. As everybody knows, as a founder, it's a very lonely place at times. And for me, I found having other friends, having a great network of other founders around you that you can go to for support. You can bounce questions off, you share ideas. It's just a great thing to have. And it's important to have being a founder. So I'd say the biggest thing is you have to be resilient. You can never give up. When you think that you can't go any further, that's when you have to be strong and just keep going. When you think you're at your lowest, that's when you're about to get that breakthrough. And every time I felt that way, a big breakthrough came through. And so again, the biggest thing is resilience, and also surrounding yourself with a good team, making sure that you completely and thoroughly vet the people that you bring on board. That's, when someone asks, what's some of the biggest mistakes that you've made in your company, and some of them have been employees. So, and those are the people that, you have to trust with your brand. You have to trust, this is my baby, this is my baby. So you want to have people that have that same love for the brand as you. And so, yeah, so those are some little nuggets that I can share.
I love that. And, that's so inspiring. And I love that you said that just being the creator of your own destiny, that,
yes.
I mean, that's something that we can all walk away with that regardless of our career path, I find. By the way, someone said that they'd love to see Bluemercury or Sally's do a co-branded Cocotique box. So,
Love that idea.
There's so much like idea generation that can come.
That's awesome.
From
That could be great. I would love that.
Yeah, that's such
actually
a great
launching a new box. Actually, the announcement's coming out on Friday. We're launching a new box, which is our Makeup Lovers box. So it's going to be focused specifically on prestige beauty. It's a huge, we have a lot of customers who have been asking to have more makeup in the box. And so, I wanted to provide that platform for them and platform for brands to reach our subscribers and reach that demographic, but in a more intentional way than just throwing in the makeup in a box that has hair products and skincare. And so the whole messaging and then the whole branding will be targeted specifically for our makeup lovers.
I love that.
We're excited. We're super excited about that.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I think, especially after the time and that we've all been in, I love that you said that resilience is key. So,
yes.
I think we're at time, but oh, here's Megan.
No, this is amazing, guys. This is amazing. And then for brands that want to obviously connect with you guys, or, what's the best way? Even Corinne, I would love to just, what's the best way for them to connect with you guys?
So we have a brand submission platform through RangeMe. So we have a very active merch team that's constantly vetting brands for that. So that's the best way to connect with Bluemercury.
Wonderful. You can connect with us email us at brands@cocotique.com.
Wonderful.
For me,
likewise, our merchandising team is kind of our funnel into how brands get on shelf with us.
And for me, if anyone has any questions or pitches that they want to send my way, my Instagram is always a great place to connect. So just @alwayscorrine. It's in the Founder Made promo, but yeah, @alwayscorrine. And I'm so humbled that I was having this conversation with you three brilliant women. So thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for having us.
Such a
Awesome.
rock
Thanks for having us.
retail.
Good luck to all the founders too.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks for having us.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.